Hello friends, welcome back to SK Tech Guide. So today in this video we are going to learn about what is standalone component in Angular and what are the challenges we usually face while upgrading the Angular version when you have this standalone component in your application. So it's basically the objective of this video is to aware about what is the challenges you do face whenever you have the older component and the newer component introduced with the standalone properties. So let's first talk about what is a standalone component in Angular. So basically the component which is declared with a standalone property is known as a standalone component. So what does it mean basically? So whenever you declare any of the component with standalone property as true, then that particular component don't need any Angular module to be rendered. So as you know that any component you declare in the Angular, that particular component need to be imported inside our Angular module file, so that we will bootstrap that module and all the component can be rendered from the module file. Right? But in case of standalone component, you won't need to define any type of module file inside your application, because this component itself able to render without module file. Due to that reason, you are providing the standalone property to true. So here the key point is that the standalone property is only available in case of more than Angular version 14. That means if you are using the version above 14, Angular version above 14, then you will get these properties. Otherwise, if you are using below, then you won't get this property in your component. So let's quickly jump into our application and talk about that. So here I have one demo application which I have created. I am using the Angular version 17. So as you see here, the app component, whenever I created this application, this component is having all the same thing what you are usually using day-to-day life, but the difference is that here it has introduced the standalone as true. Due to it is introduced standalone as true, let me just close this. Okay, so due to this to not be confused with that error message. Okay, so due to it is introduced standalone as true, so what happen is that whenever we render this particular component, then it is automatically it will allow us to automatically render the file. So I can quickly show you that also. So let me jump into, so here is my app component, so I can quickly show you that. So let me go to the home component, let me remove this one. So this is for different purpose, I can show you what exactly happened. So let me quickly jump into this. So what we have in the home component, so we have home component, in the homeworks, only one homework it will show. And from this app component.html file, leave out this error message. So we are just in the router file, in the app.route.ts file, we are just sending that to go to the home component page. Okay, so this is all about this, and leave about this. You are seeing this app module.ts. I have added this, but forget about this. You don't see. If you are creating new application more than above 14 version, then you won't see this app module.ts file. Okay, forget about this for now. Okay, so now let me jump into my application. Yeah, so here we have make the standalone as true, and we have the import the router outlet. So and in the app component HTML and in the router outlet, let me show you quickly. So we are redirecting to the home component. So in the home component HTML, as I showed you previously, we have only homeworks. So now the compiled successfully, and if I go to the main screen, we will get the message as homeworks. So this is working fine, right? So this is working fine. Basically it so it is working with the home component, as you see here, app component.ts file, so it is a standalone property is true. So now the problem, now what is the problem, what will the problem happen? So whenever you trying to migrate to the newer version, so in this application, suppose your application is old and you migrated it, so so you created a component with standalone true, and you forgot to remove this standalone property, and what happened you can see now. So if I go home component.html file, and I have, there is another file called as app navbar component. Okay, so if you open this, so if you can see app navbar component, where we have this only the welcome statement and the Angular. And if I go here, app home component.html file, and here I can, what I can do is that here I can add that component to render. Okay, app navbar. Okay, we got it. Now I have added. So now you can see the error over here, it is directly showing over here. So what it is saying, app navbar is not a known element. If app navbar is an Angular component, then verify that it is a part of this module. Okay, so what does it mean? Basically it was saying that this app navbar, he don't aware about this particular component, because app navbar.component.ts we don't use the standalone property. You can see the error also came here. So if you see here, if I show, you can get this type of error in your screen. So if you are facing this type of error while migrating to your application, then you must sure that because of some of my component is not recognized by the Angular application. So in that case, what you will do is that you can just don't worry about that. You just need to go to what you need to do. You can see this error that it was saying this is not a Angular component. It is asking you to add that. If you want to add this particular component, add inside your module, and I already have this in module. If I can quickly show you, so if you see here, so we already have that navbar component, right? We already have it, but still we are getting this error. So to fix this, what we can do here is that we can go to the app component.ts file, and we can remove this standalone property first, because we are not using the standalone one, because we are using the dynamic. So we want to render our component dynamically inside each of the component, right? So I can remove this. To fix it, I can remove the standalone properties. Then what I don't need this route as well. I can remove this because I don't need. I can directly render it. So now I can navigate to the app component.html file, and from here we can directly render app home component. We can directly render it, and in the home component.html file we have error. Okay, it's fine. So we have updated here app component. Let me go to app component, home component.ts, app component.html. okay, fine, it is fine. Then let me check app component.ts. yeah, we are good here. Sorry, app component, home component.ts, right? We are good here now. Okay, so everywhere, see, in all the component, basically what I am checking is that in all the component whether we have removed that standalone property or not. So now we have removed from everywhere the standalone property. Now what I will do is that, so in our Angular application we know that every function is starting, every component is initializing from main.ts file. So what here we will do is that we have here we have here bootstrap application, right? From the it is bootstrapping the application from the app component. So we don't need this. We just need to I can just comment it out. And what I'll do is that I'll uncomment this one. What basically does this? So let me import the app module here. Import app module. Okay, so we have imported app module here. So what this basically platform browser dynamic is doing is that it is basically bootstrapping your app module. Okay, it is basically bootstrapping your app module and starting your application. And inside our app module, so why I am removing this from here, we don't basically inside the main.ts we don't need to put these two bootstrap application, right? Starting because if you put this one, it will not work. Why? Because in the bootstrapping, whenever we are doing the bootstrapping the module from the app module only, we have bootstrap the application as well. If I go to the app.module.ts file, so you can see here we have already bootstrapped the application by we have already bootstrapped, right? I can provide here bootstrap as app component. That's it, right? We are good now. Okay, so everything is good. Let me app never. Okay, so here we have, let me check it. Okay, so here, so if you see here, so we don't have any error right now. So we have introduced this particular in the main.ts file, so we have introduced this platform dynamic and bootstrapping from the module. So then in that way, so all the error whatever you are seeing for this not recognize that particular component, it is now everywhere. If I go to the home component.html file, so you can see app never, we have here it is added successfully and our compilation success. And if I go to the UI, you can see that home was from your app component.html file and welcome to navbar and Angular is there inside our app navbar component.html file, right? So this is all about it. So yeah, so if you are adding the new component inside Angular 14 or above, so keep in mind that the standalone you need to remove, and once you remove the standalone, all the component you can add inside app module file. And then keep in mind that in the main.ts file you need to include this particular line. So it is nothing but your platform browser dynamic, which is basically bootstrapping your app module, and it will start your application from the app module file. Okay friends, so that's all for today. So hope you like this video. If you like it, do share, do subscribe, and put your thought inside your comment. Thank you. Bye.